Louisiana beer reviews. Red Stripe Light Jamaican-style lager. Not Jamaican lager, Jamaican style. 3.6% alcohol, 120 calories. Brewed and bottled in not Jamaica, Latrobe, Pennsylvania. I'm just kidding. This is the USA version. In 2012, they started contract brewing their beer for US sales in Pennsylvania at City Brewery. And we're going to see if it's any different than the regular Red Stripe Light. Well, I know one difference. The Red Stripe beers that used to come over here from Jamaica were 11.2 ounce bottles. And so is this. Okay, the Red Stripe that I did was a 24 ounce big bottle. But maybe the regular Red Stripe is 11.2 also. So you're kind of getting a US production, but you're getting that European value, 11.2 instead of 12. Some people say they are ruining the beers by producing them here. My theory is if they follow the recipe correctly, it shouldn't really matter. Well, as you can imagine, the scores on this beer are pretty low. Rate beer, beer advocate, they don't like light beer, and I don't really like light beer either. And they don't like mass-produced lager beers, which I kind of like those anyway. Let's check it out. I gotta save the bottle and cap now since it's a US made beer that goes in my collection. Come on, don't destroy the cap, buddy. Alright, didn't mess it up too much. Well, 110 calories, 120 calories is kind of on the high side of what we consider light beer these days. Although the Southpaw Light from Miller, which is no longer made, that was what, 143 calories? That was hardly light, and it sure wasn't promoted, and it died. Okay, a very thick, frothy white head. It's so cloudy today and kind of chilly, and a mostly clear straw or yellow golden appearance with a lot of little particles floating about, little white particles. And there's not even a whole lot of sun, so it's not super filtered. Let's go with the aroma. Well, it has more of an aroma than you would expect with a light beer. Um, hope they're okay out there. Hear those sirens. It's pungent and it's pretty sweet and barley-like and grain-like. So it smells good. Give it that. Let's go with the flavor. Doesn't sound good. All right. It's sweet. It's malty, and of course it's light. I mean, it's all of those flavors are subdued. You'll notice either a fire or a wreck on Interstate 10 or Interstate 55 or US Highway 61. We've got a lot of roads around here. But you're getting a light sweetness, a light grain flavor, which is probably the barley malt, maybe some corn. People say it has adjuncts, other people say no. I suppose it does. I don't really know. If they do it, it's not too noticeable on either this or the regular. A little bitterness there, a little bit of bread crust, like a white bread crust, and some breadiness, a little cracker maybe. Well, if I had to drink light beer, this might be one that I would pick, although the price is a little too much. So if I was going to go with a light beer and I was looking only for price, I'd probably go with Milwaukee's Best Light, but which I need to revisit. But if all the prices were the same, I'd go with this because it is a much better than average light beer because it has the flavor. It's got a nice aroma. It has some body. It's light and watery, but it has some body to it, and the finish is pretty dry. It's not Bud Light dry or Michelob Ultra dry, but it's pretty dry. It's got a sweet finish, a pleasant finish, and it's highly drinkable. So 11.2 ounces. I don't like that, but for a light beer, I will give it a solid A. It's a most excellent light beer. I mean, it's a really good light beer. It's really up there with Amstel Light and Heineken Light. As a beer overall, I'm going to give it a B plus. I think it is a very good beer. So I'm glad I tried it again, or you could say it's the first time I tried it because it's the U.S. version. But I'm glad I tried it, and I'm really enjoying it, and I would highly recommend it. So I don't think it went down moving over here with the production. So Les Bon Temps Relais, this is a very good beer. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.